First of all, Stephen, happy 150 years to Henschke. That is incredible. How does it feel to be part of such a successful family winery?
Well, it really began when my ancestor settled at Lobethal. He remarried, he had more children, as you did in those days, no television, and resettled in the Barossa at Crondorf near Bethany. And as the family grew up, then he started buying land up here in the Eden Valley area. And bearing in mind that the land grants were only given in the 1850s here, so it was really quite early days, and he bought land at Parrot Hill for his oldest son, Johann August, which actually was a property that the church eventually was built on, so it was a village.
Yeah.
Another, interestingly, and at the same time, another early pioneer by the name of Nicholas Stanitsky bought the block opposite the church, which would become the Hill of Grace Vineyard.
Wow.
So, and his granddaughter married my grandfather, so we're intertwined through marriage as well.
Yeah.
And then soon after he bought this land, which became the Henschke Winery in North Rhine, as it was called, and that was for Paul Gotthard, who was my great-grandfather. And at the age of 21 years old, he and his father, Johann Christian, the wheelwright, the founder of Henschke, sold their first wines from here.
Right.
And that's what's given us our centenary and our 150th anniversary.
So growing up here, you must have a lot of fond memories.
So my best memories was with my grandfather, going on the horse and buggy out to the farm, 6 years old, sitting on the buggy chatting to my grandfather. It was just the best time of my life.
Oh no. Now tell us why your wines are so special and what gives them the Henschke stamp.
I think it's really due to limited resources. So our motto or philosophy has been to be better rather than bigger. And that's based on the fact that we have very old vineyards.
Yes.
So those vineyards planted by our ancestors have been passed down to generations. They've been pruned, looked after, passed to the next generation, passed to the next generation. And so when you have 100 and 150-year-old vineyards, you can't plant them overnight. I mean, they are truly a limited resource of very special quality fruit.
Yeah.
And so looking after those has been really, I guess, as fifth-generation custodians, has really been our primary goal.
Yeah.
I was lucky to find the right girl at university, Prue, who I married. She's a botanist.
Yep.
And we studied together in Germany for 2 years, viticulture and winemaking. So she became a viticulturist.
Yeah.
And she has been an amazing pioneer in terms of all sorts of management techniques that have brought the environment back into the vineyard. Yeah. So her focus has been all about living within the landscape rather than just treating it like a monoculture. Yeah. She's actually brought native flowering plants, native grasses. She's brought in sort of biodynamics, organic management to just give us the healthiest soils, the healthiest vines and the best quality fruit.
You're part of Australia's first families of wine. You're also the new chairman. Congratulations.
Thank you. Delightful.
How important is that to a winery, to a wine family, being a part of such a great organisation?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think it's important that there's authenticity. And I think that's, for us, it's the most critical thing. So as a family winery, I mean, we're actually pretty well all good friends from early younger days. And we came to the awareness that there weren't many of us as fifth, sixth generation family winemakers. And that the best way was to collaborate as friends to work together to promote the best possible Australian wines. So we had quite strict criteria, and it really was based on quality, special vineyards, special wines, being able to really, I guess, do verticals if necessary of multiple vintages or whatever, but promote Australia right at the top. Yeah. Because if Australia gets a reputation for producing cheap quality commercial wines, it's really devaluing our family histories, our heritage that we've got. And the wine community deserves more than that. I mean, the growers deserve more than that. Most of the growers here are related to us, so you know there's that community. So it's important that we support the whole ethos behind it. And I think there's huge potential for Australian wine in the world. And at the moment, if you like, we're still a bit of a secret. In terms of the fact that we've got the oldest soils in the world, we've got the oldest vines in the world, pre-phylloxera vines. They're a museum of European vines that were brought here before phylloxera. And so it is really important that we tell the world about that, about the stories, and how beautiful our wines are.